Hi, I'm ur14cs047 and this is my first experiment in compiler lab. It's about token separation, and here we want to write a program to perform a token separation for the given subset of a language, and here we want to count the tokens in a given program. We use the Java code for this, and the main concept is like if something like input is given like this, it should separate the token. Like if it should scan for the int, like if it's a keyword it should print int as a keyword. Then it's the identifier, we want to eliminate the spaces, and we want to type the print it like its identifier. If it's separated by a comma, it should show it's a punctuation, and equal to is operator, and number 10 is a number. The main concept is like we want to scan, we use a buffer like thing, we scan one by one. If it's an operator, or if it's an operator, we'll just print it's an operator, or if it's a character, we put it in our buffer, and if the next character comes, we put it into the same buffer like again. And if we meet up spaces, we'll scan the buffer with the predefined conditions, like if it belongs to keyword or identifier. If it's a keyword, we'll print it like this is a keyword, or this is identifier, like this thing. Okay, this is the code. We are defining the string operators, like these are the operator, plus, minus, hash, division, everything. It falls under this class operator. And keyword class is like for, do, while, everything, int and null. And same like for punctuation. And we are creating a string array just for just for like buffer, putting the things s, p, o equal to n equal to like this. And for checking the number of like tokens we have, I used to count 0. It will be incremented as soon as the print condition is executed. And here's the file stream. This will take the file from the location here, and we are like using the exception here, and this is the file stream. We are putting the file into this file input stream, and the file name called f file in is file input stream. And we are checking this thing while if it's available, okay, while it's available or not. Greater than 0 means it's definitely available, and if it's available, we are reading the thing by this thing. And this is the checking part of the condition. The operator will be checked as, it's like the thing will be put it into p, and it will be checked upon the operator. If it's p, if it's operator, and if it has a, we'll put it into as list. It's a default condition in the Java, and it will be as list. It will be make it into an array, and contains it's a keyword, like default thing. S is this thing, the input buffer. If it's contained in if the buffer meets up with the space, it will check it where it depends. If the character falls into the keyword, it will show it's a keyword or an identifier. In this thing, if it's contained in a keyword, it will show keyword, or else it will show identifier. The character should be either fall in keyword or identifier. And the same thing as number. Number doesn't need any like conditions like as the keyword or identifier do. If it's null, if the buffer is filled up and it comes to meet within spaces or punctuation, it will print it's a number. And this thing is for punctuation. If the array's keyword contains int s, it will print keyword or identifier, or else if it will be a number. And if anything, this O is for operator buffer, like operator can be like plus is also an operator and double plus is also an operator. So we have, if one operator comes, we'll put into a buffer, and if the next operator comes, we'll put it in the buffer and print it as operator. Or else if one operator come, next some space come, we'll also same, we'll print it as operator only. And punctuation will be like only one thing, like dot, semicolon, colon, everything. If it come to if it read the thing, it will directly print it as a punctuation. And else if we have, this is for ASCII code, like small a to, this is for small a, and this is capital characters, everything. And this for operator. This will if this operator buffer is free, it will print it's an operator. And this is also for the operator thing. And else, if an array is as list, if the s buffer contains the keyword, it will print keyword, or else it's an identifier. Or if an o buffer contains the thing, it's empty. The operator means like it doesn't need to have a buffer. If it's like point or punctuation like semicolon comes, it directly checks the prints it as operator. Or if any number comes, we'll put it in the number buffer, because it numbers has many more digits, and we print it as it's a number. And then for checking the number of number of tokens we have, we use the count. We initialize the count as 0. For every execution, the count will be incremented, and finally the count will be displayed. And if not, we are catching the exception. And if you want to change the thing, b equal to 10, c equal to 5. If we save the thing and we try to run, there are 11 tokens totally, like int is a keyword, and a should be an identifier, and there's a comma, it should be a punctuation, and again b operator is equal to a number punctuation. Identifier c is an identifier. This is the next, the logic is like c will be identifier, then after that we put the equal to check buffer and check based on condition, and it's an operator. The next 5, which should it's a number, and based on the count value we are displaying there are 11 tokens available. Thank you.